Welcome back. Today on Life of the Knife, we are gonna make OG biscuits, gravy, hash browns, and eggs. Now, why is this such an important meal to me? I was probably about 15 years old when I got shipped out to military school. That's correct. That's a whole nother story. But every Wednesday, after we were done with PT, which is physical training, we would be running, push-ups, sit-ups, the whole 9 yards, and then we'd finish off at the chow hall. We'd go in there, and there it was, biscuits, gravy, hash browns, and eggs. Probably the most popular meal for the entire battalion while I was there every Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and bang this out again of biscuits, gravy, hash browns, and eggs, OG status. Let's bang this out. All right, we're gonna get our saucepan on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit this with some, about a hefty teaspoon of beef tallow. Why am I using beef tallow, you ask, Jack? Because I don't have bacon fat right now, so that's why I'm using this. And I want a little bit of extra fat, even though we are using a sausage. I want the extra fat to help build up a nice roux to thicken our sauce. Believe me, if I had bacon fat on hand, I would use that, but I don't. And yes, I know you can buy some bacon fat that's in a package that's available to the store. I forgot what it's called, but there's something that weirds me out of buying bacon fat that's in a plastic jar sitting on the aisle. It just seems wrong to me. I don't care. I'm just not going to do it. Beef tallow, heated. Come in with your favorite pork sausage. Whatever it is you want, put that in there. Break it apart, start sauteing it up real nice. Get it nice and brown. All right, as your sausage is browning, make sure you scrape all that fond at the bottom of the pan off. Why? Because that's flavor. Okay, scrape, scrape, scrape. I almost forgot that I have a temperature dial for a second. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Make sure you do a nice job getting all that fond off, all right? Okay, we've got our sausage browned up. We're gonna add some flour. Let's see what we got here. It's about 2.5 heaping tablespoons of flour. Now we're gonna start allowing that to cook down a little bit. Allow the flour to brown with the sausage. All right, now we're gonna add whole milk. I'm assuming it's gonna be about 4 cups worth, which is probably about right. That's not quite where we need to be, so let's go ahead another 2 cups. And that's about right. All right, so we've got our pound of sausage browned off. We hit it with about 2 heaping teaspoons of flour. Allowed that to cook down. Then we added 4 cups of whole milk. We'll have the recipe down below for everybody that needs to go back to that. And now we're gonna add salt, pepper, and we're gonna allow that to simmer down. You wanna keep it at basically a simmer to allow the flour to start to thicken, okay? So, salt. We're gonna go a little bit of salt. Don't get too crazy because your sausage has salt. You can always add some more later. Pepper. Go a little bit heavier on your pepper because it's just delicious that way, okay? We're gonna go ahead and stir this up. Now, this is something that you can make ahead of time. You can make this the day before. It is always better as it sits. Allows all the flavors to marinate, make love, and then you can just reheat that. If you go to reheat it, it's a little too thick, just add a little bit of water because a lot of times when it does start to cool, it will thicken even more. So that's where we're gonna go. Allow that to sit, thicken, do itself some good. We are now going to begin biscuits. The real mother of this entire dish, okay? Okay, now we're gonna bang out our biscuits, all right? 2 cups of flour. Here we have baking soda, salt, baking powder, sugar. Like I said, The recipes will be down below. While you're down there checking out that recipe, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell button. We appreciate all the support. Thank you guys. Okay, now we have all this stuff in there. We are gonna go ahead and we need to grate some butter. Let me get a glove on because I'm not about to get all sorts of nasty and oiled up for you guys right now. All right, I'm using a frozen stick of butter, 8 tablespoons. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, I like to use the shredder, whatever this thing is, grater. I think it allows the butter to incorporate a little bit better. You can put it in there and use one of the dough cutters, whisks, you know, that little hoop thing, but whatever. In the middle of this, the gravy came up to a boil. It's looking pretty good. You want to make sure you're stirring this throughout, because if you don't stir the milk throughout, it will go ahead and burn to the bottom of the pan. Okay? It's come up to a boil. I'm just going to shut this off and allow this to just marinate and do its thing. Perfect. We've got our butter grated. Get all of this from the inside out of here. Okay. Add this to your flour. We're going to add milk. You can use buttermilk if you like. I've got whole milk. We're going to go ahead and use 1 cup of this. Pour it on in. Now when you mix this, just kind of fold it into itself. You do not want to overbeat this dough. Okay? So this should be the consistency of your dough. It's not quite dry, but it's not quite wet. It's a 50-50. You can feel the moisture when you touch it. It's still a little bit sticky. This is how I like it, okay? Dough your surface a little bit. Or flour your surface a little bit. We're gonna throw that dough down on the flour. Flour your hands. Just start pushing it down, folding it over itself. Okay. A little bit more flour when you need. And all you're going to do is fold it from vertical to horizontal. From top, bottom, left to right. I know I used some pretty big words there for a second. I almost scared myself. You know what I mean? Just use your fingertips, push it down onto itself. Again, you do not want to overwork this dough too much. I'm going to say one more, and that will be pretty good. Now I got to find a rolling pin. Oh, hey, look at that rolling pin. We're going to roll this into about a 1/2 inch thick, get out of the way, 1/2 inch thick dough. Square, round, whatever. Fix the sides a little bit, get this going. We're going to heat the oven to 425 degrees. I should have done that a little bit earlier, but I forgot, so we're doing it now. Okay, 1/2 inch thick dough-ish. Let's get this out of the way. I don't know why I have this knife here, because I don't even need a knife right now. That's how easy this recipe is. Knife free. It's over here. Okay. Sheet pan, parchment paper. I'm using one of these egg molds because I feel it's the perfect size. And it's a pretty good depth, so you can get a thicker little biscuit, because I do like thicker biscuits. That's what I'm using, so it's double purpose. Now go ahead, cut your biscuit circles out, throw them onto a pan. You can easily, obviously, multiply this recipe to whatever your needs desire. I'm just doing something pretty quick to show you what we make and bring you back to the day of military school. Okay. Now with these extras, just grab them, push them together, add a little flour. Same thickness-ish, it's okay. I didn't fold this very good. We're gonna have enough? No, we're not. So I'm just gonna feed this to the pig or the chickens. I don't know. Okay. That looks good. You can put these pretty close together. They are going to rise, primarily going to rise up and not to the sides. So while this oven gets heated, which should have been done by now, but I forgot, I'm going to clean everything up and we'll have a clean area to work with later. So finally, the oven is at 425. It only took a couple minutes, but in those few couple minutes, I took the sheet pan, I threw it in the refrigerator because I didn't want the butter to begin to melt. I want that to melt while it's in the oven, but so for a couple minutes, it was in the refrigerator. Now we got our oven at 425. We're gonna take our biscuits and we are going to throw them in there for about 11 to 13 minutes. Yes, you can go ahead and brush a little bit of melted butter on the top to help the golden brown process, but I'm a chunky monkey and therefore I did not, because I'm trying to save myself for the calories, because maybe I'll fry something tonight. I don't know. But like I said, you can go ahead and add melted butter to give it a little bit more of a golden brown color to it. I just skipped that part because I'm fat.
Ooh, delish.
Okay, so typically I would double this recipe. I would get the same amount of biscuits, but I would roll them out a little bit thicker. Okay, so just to give you an idea, if you do want to use this recipe, I personally like to double the thickness of the dough before you cut it, and you're going to pretty much get double the lift of the biscuits. I like really tall biscuits, but still, nonetheless, they came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Just something to think about. I'm going to eat these all by myself, and I'm a fatty, and therefore I made one recipe. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Instead of doubling it. Okay, cool. Now, we are going to make the sides to this. We're going to do hash browns and eggs while this cools and starts to rest, okay? Okay, we've got our skillet heating up. This is actually the first time I've ever actually used this skillet. Usually I would just do it in a pan or on the Blackstone, but it's super hot outside because we're in Arizona. It's like 110 degrees right now, and that's a no-go. So I decided I'm going to just try this out since we have it. So let's see how this is together. I'm going to go with some tallow. I'm going to go ahead and use some pre-shredded hash browns. It's super easy. It's pretty simple to do your own. I'll make a recipe about how I do that. But in the meantime, we're going to go pre-made hash browns because they're pretty simple and they are actually pretty good, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, to the hash browns. Season them up a little bit. Salt, a little pepper. They'll sit. Now we're just going to let that sit. Don't mess with it too much. Just let it sit. Allow it to golden up and become delish. All right, the hash browns like they look ready to flip. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, a little bit of a mess. We're good. Okay. Delish. Okay, we are going to add a little bit more beef tallow or whatever fat you like so we can cook these eggs up. So what is the rating on this whole entire pan grill it thing? I'm going to say 5 or 6 out of 10. Not that great. It's really not getting as hot as I would like it for the heat being as high as it is. So 2 fresh eggs. These eggs are from the backyard. Okay, for people that actually have chickens, okay, this is a normal egg. And this, we just have this layer that's laying these like duck egg size eggs. She's a real keeper. I don't know who she is, what she is. I just want to show that out because I'm so proud of her and I'm just so happy. So let's crack some eggs. Whoa, we're trying not to break the yolk here. 1, out of here, your egg. and 2. We're gonna start plating up here a little bit. We got the hash browns still browning. We got the eggs cooking. I'm going for over easy, over medium, more over easy, but definitely not sunny side up. It's just not my thing. In the meantime, check out these biscuits. Absolute delish. We're gonna flip our eggs. Boom. See what we got here. Okay. Hash browns coming in hot as best we can here. We're gonna make a mess a little bit, but it is what it is. They're kind of just falling apart at this point. Still looking delish. Egg. Egg. Okay. Grab some gravy. Delish. Absolute perfection. Okay, guys. Check this out. Me personally, I like a little bit of extra spice, so I'm going with a little bit of red pepper flakes on top. Okay? This is a really easy meal. Every time I see this meal, I think about this meal, read this meal on a menu, it takes me right back to military school. I just absolutely love this, so I figured I'd make it for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna try this. We're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I think. But I'm thinking it's fire. Okay. Okay, let's dive into this. Oh, yolks still runny, which is fantastic. Perfect. Oh, look at these. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see if we could do this all together. We need hash browns in here. Hash browns. Okay. The biscuits, super soft, airy. The gravy's just spot on. With the crispiness of the potatoes, the heat of the peppers, the pepper flakes. Yo, this is it. This is how you start breakfast. A Sunday breakfast? I mean, really. This is really good. I'm about this. It takes me right back. Right back to military school is how we do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this recipe a try. It is linked down in the comments below. If you guys went to military school, if anybody went to military school, let me know your favorite recipe in the comments below. I'm about to finish this meal off. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate all your support. You guys have a blessed day. Yeah. You should try this. Get over here and take a bite of this. Actually, I'm not going to share this with you. This is for me. The biscuits are for me too. You can have a leftover one, I guess.